I tried running at first, but my doctor wanted me to cut back on the running due to my medical issues, so I thought that doing something where I leaned into both biking and swimming and running rather than just one of those events would be a healthier option. So I'd say the running, and also because of the fueling. So being someone who has Crohn's disease and doesn't have a colon, the hydration factor is very difficult because the colon holds a bunch of the water, electrolytes, and all of that. What I've done is I've gotten with a nutritionist about different options and different ways to fuel, different gels to use that are easier for people who have Crohn's to fuel themselves during the race. For the swim, I've gotten a swim coach. I actually have my first swim class on Friday. Then for the run itself, that's something I'm very familiar with my Army background and training, and for that I'll be guiding myself. The biggest obstacle I've had during training has definitely been my Crohn's. I wanted to do this a few months ago, and I found out that my Crohn's spread to my small intestine, and so I've been in and out of the hospital 6 or 7 times since last October. The most recent time I just got out yesterday, and I was in for 8 days with a flare, and what happens with that is I just can't stop bleeding. My intestines are attacking themselves and creating ulcerations and holes, and so I pass large amounts of blood. I have to get multiple blood infusions, things like that. So trying to get it under control when you're not responding to medication is definitely the biggest obstacle. I've learned that I need to give my body more credit and give it more grace than the pushing that I always do. I'm pushing past my limits. However, I've realized that with the triathlon and everything, there is a certain need for myself to have some sort of semblance of control over what my body does. And sometimes it's my version of fighting back at Crohn's, is pushing myself beyond these limits. But this time I'm doing it within reason, within the framework of having coaches and help and listening to my body a little better. Mentally, I feel as if the challenges that I've gone through in my life have prepared me for this. The amount of trials and tribulations I've gone through being in and out of hospitals, definitely when I thought about triathlon, it was scary at first, but then I thought to myself, everything my body's been through is way harder than this. Initially, I'm starting with a super sprint triathlon, which is only a 200-meter swim, a 8-mile bike, and a 2-mile run. My next goal will be a 70.3, which is a half Ironman, which is my goal for next year. I'm sure there are people that have Crohn's and colitis that are doing triathlons. Unfortunately, when I've tried to do research to find people who are doing these things, I haven't come up with any examples or anyone that I could look to for guidance or see, hey, I was able to do this, you can too. So that's my goal with this. If I had to say something to people with Crohn's and colitis, it is that it does get better and it's important to not stop fighting. I was in a place for a while where I felt like my body wasn't helping me, my body couldn't do anything right, and I thought that meant that I needed to sit down and be small and do as little as possible so I didn't aggravate my body. And it got to the point where I was so miserable doing absolutely nothing that it wasn't worth it for my mental health. And then for my physical health, I realized that no matter what I was doing, if my body was gonna flare, it was gonna flare.